Golf is actually a game of patience and accuracy. The world's best golfers are the ones who cannot only put the ball in the hole, but also grab the eyes of millions of people. Unfortunately, sometimes even the best golfers can fall hard under the immense pressure. In today's video, we are going to take a look at golfers who choke when it was required the most. Stay tuned to find out. Thomas Bjorn, 2003 British Open. Thomas Bjorn is another player who got slipped at the notorious British Open. During the 2003 edition, Thomas held a 3-shot lead with 4 holes to go. However, he double bogeyed his 16th hole and bogeyed his 17th, prompting him to lose his advantage and finally accept the trophy to Ben Curtis. The loss was upsetting for Thomas, but quite successful for Curtis, not only because of his first PGA win, but also for his first top 10 finish. Arnold Palmer, 1966 US Open. Arnold Palmer is considered as one of the top golfers in the world. He won the 1960 US Open after entering the final round with a 7-shot deficit. But along with his losses, there were also a few breakdowns. Going into his 17th hole at the 1966 US Open, Palmer carried a 7-shot lead over his opponent Billy Casper. Arnold lost the lead and leveled against Casper before going to the final hole. After drawing the match to a playoff, Arnold also had his own advantage. However, he lost that too and came out losing a tournament that he had in his back pocket. Tom Watson, 2009 British Open. If Tom Watson had won the 2009 British Open, it would have been remembered as one of the most interesting golfing efforts of this generation. The 60-year-old star had to hit par on his 18th hole to win the tournament. Only a short putt stood between Watson and his victory, but the burden proved to be too much as Watson lost what should have been an easy shot. He lost the upcoming playoff against Stuart Ching, and the rest is now just history. Lorena Ochoa, 2005 US Women's Open. Lorena Ochoa had a chance to win the US Women's Open tournament with a birdie on the 18th hole. If not a win, she could have at least forced a playoff. But her driver lost the sweet spot and she drove the ball right into the water. Lorena never recouped from her fault and even found her way into the grandstands. She finally completed the 18th hole with a quadruple bogey and wrapped up 4 strokes back from winner Birdie Kim in a 4-way tie for 6th place. Ochoa is now remembered to have hit one of the worst drives ever at an important point in a major tournament, but she remains one of the most decorated Mexican golfers of all time. Sergio Garcia, 2005 Wachovia Championship. Sergio Garcia had a 6-shot lead going into the final round at the Wachovia Championship in 2005, going up against professional veterans Vijay Singh and Jim Furyk. Garcia couldn't deal with the pressure of holding the lead. Garcia shot a decent 72, but 5 other players shot 66. In the end, it came down to a 3-way playoff between Garcia, Singh, and Furyk in which Garcia couldn't compete. He gave it all away in the last round and became the 5th person in PGA Tour history to blow a 6-shot lead with 18 holes to play. Greg Norman, 1996 Masters. Greg Norman is definitely a player who had a lot of ups and downs in his golfing career. His fans associated his drawbacks to bad luck, but most of the critics were of the opinion that Norman couldn't handle tense situations. At the end of the day, what matters is the end result, and Norman was constant at choking in the final phases of the game. During the 1996 Masters, Norman reached the final round with a 6-shot lead over 2nd place Nick Faldo. The next 18 holes were like seeing a car accident in slow motion. By the end of the round, Norman's lead had turned into a huge 5-shot deficit. His loss to Faldo has even gone down as one of the worst breakdowns in sports history. Phil Mickelson, 2006 US Open. During the 2006 season, the game between Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods was at its peak, with both sportsmen fighting hard for their positions at the PGA standings. On his 18th hole of 2006 US Open, Phil had a 1-shot lead, which should have been sufficient to seal his victory. However, Phil's drive was off the mark, the hospitality tent instead of the green. His 2nd shot was extremely fierce and the ball hit a tree. As a result of his painful choking, Geoff Ogilvy ended up as the 2006 US Open champion. What's your take on this topic? Tell us in the comment section below. With that being said, it's time to end our today's video. Press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stuff.